just got a waterhouse. I might even get the drone up on the boat. Welcome to Tunbridge. Here we are, guys. Tunbridge in Kent, eh? And the sun's out there, which is quite different. It's quite warm actually, believe it or not. In fact, I'd like to fly my drone around this big school up here. Hang on a minute. So I just my mate saying okay. Yeah, thank you. It's a nice day out here. I can imagine as soon as the sun goes down though, it'll be freezing. Scoot across the road. I'll show you this big school up here, but there's a few. It's in a yellow warning zone, but a yellow warning zone doesn't mean I can't fly from there. It just means that there's hazards. Anyway, so up here. We've got the drone all charged up. Anyway, get run over across there. There's this big school over there. It's a very posh school for the rich boys. Hang on. See it there. I could take off from here and fly straight in there. Yeah. Obviously I can't take off from inside their property, but I can take off from a public footpath or public highway. I could even take off from that path right outside of it. At the moment we just got to get up there to my mates quickly. And then we're heading home. But we'll get the drone up anyway, it's all charged. Yeah, really old buildings all along there, so I'd like to fly right along there. In fact, that DJI drone is that good that I quite like just whacking it in top gear and flying through the sky and that and going crazy. And with the gimbal and all that on it that does the video, it is so smooth even when I'm crashing it about. And the speed out of it is unreal. Then again, that's why DJI got the market, because their drones are like the real deal. It's mad, really. It's quite an effort going up this hill. Getting older. Anyway, I need a big drone so I can sit on it, fly myself up the road. Cheers, yeah, I'm all good, I'm all safe. Might have to watch it though, there might be some of them YouTube trolls following me around. I'm shaking in my boots. It's all good. It's a lovely day though, even though it's obviously still cold. There's a lovely little fish and chip shop up here. On the right, this little Chinese lady runs. She does really good sausage and chips, that's all I know. Out of breath. That's closed there. Yeah, no. Well, I've not got that far to go. Well, probably another 10-minute walk. We're basically walking near to where I went to secondary school. Obviously, I grew up in my village. I went to primary school in my little village there, but I went to secondary school in this town just up here. But it was a comprehensive school. What was called a comprehensive school. Shout out to you, mate. Yeah, it was a comprehensive school, and what that was sort of the government of the day was having a go at trying to teach kids from council estates alongside kids, posh kids, basically. That's what that was. You might have even gone to one of them schools yourself. Our school was wild back in the day. It was a bit like Grange Hill, but about 50 times worse. And remember, all you trolls out there, we're not entertaining you anymore. In fact, I'm putting out a video later about the trolls, what we're going to be doing with them. They can either get in line and conform, or I'll do what I'm going to do. Yeah, stuff here. And I've been looking at another drone exam, which I'm going to be looking into. And that basically then opens up the world of working with drones on a big scale to me. Obviously now you can have a little mini and do roof surveying and do all sorts of things. I mean, you can earn money with any drone. But obviously once I've passed that next exam, I'll then kind of invest in maybe a £2,000 drone, the one that does mapping and all sorts. But obviously I'll have to decide what part of the industry I want to go down. But where I come from, obviously I'm in the Garden of England, the countryside. I live in an agricultural and a horticultural village, surrounded by farms. They do a lot of mapping now. You know that they've got drones that can go over a harvest, go over an apple orchard, and it picks out the bad bits. It's amazing. Yeah. But to be honest, you're better off. There's Sky Sports, places like that. You're better off going self-employed, because then you're not working for any governor or company. You own it yourself, kind of thing. But the money they're on is just crazy. That you can sort of earn through doing a roof, £150 an hour. And to be honest with you, like £150 an hour is crazy, isn't it? In my world. £150 an hour just for wiggling my controllers about. Um, but yeah, and the job opportunities out there in the drone sort of world sector is massive, and it's only going to get bigger. You actually got big old drones. They're just starting to do the NHS. They're actually dropping off medications by a drone. Yeah, I was reading about that last night. You get your big old drones that can pick up a big payload. And obviously doing the next qualification, what that enables me to do, it enables people to work by a completely different set of rules, because you're no longer like a hobbyist, you're actually like professionalising in it, so to speak. In the future, it'll be drones delivering your shopping and your takeaways. It won't be little guys who've jumped on the first blow-up boat out of France delivering it. It'll be drones, man. That's the way the future's going. And they're very safe as well. I've heard people say to me, what happens if it falls out of the sky, kind of thing. But it very rarely does. Might land in a tree, but obviously you've got all them. If you take off with GPS locked in, hello mate, how are you doing as well? GPS locked in, you can't really go wrong. Well, you can with some of them cheaper drones, but you get a DJI, it's coming back to you basically. Or you might land in a tree like me. But yeah, but I'm quite glad that I've learned the way I have. If I'd have just got a drone that's got all sensors everywhere, you wouldn't really be a very good drone pilot, because you got to learn by trial. You got to use the controls and know when to stop and stuff like that. But if you start off learning with sensors everywhere, you're never going to learn nothing, are you? Devon, hello there. I'm in Kent, Garden of England. What, a little drone, yeah. any drone now that weighs over 100 grams and it's got a camera, you need an operator ID license, yeah. Or a flyer ID. I think it's a flyer ID. Yeah. Whereas last year you could have just got a mini 250 drone and just got it out and went straight up with it, but you can't now, which is a good idea really. You know what I mean? People, what it is to make people culpable, because I've sat an exam, I now can't say, well, I didn't know how to fly a drone. It rules that out. But yeah, plus when you've got your drone up there, there's other people in the airspace, like hang gliders and all of that kind of thing. Thank you. And the reason there's a 120 metre limit going upwards, because you got over 120 metres, you then enter in the aeroplane's airspace. Even though I've had a couple of aeroplanes on the same sort of trajectory as me, and I've had to move out of the way. Yeah. Because when the drones first come out, the people was going into, like, basically going into space with them, all flouting the law. But as of a couple of years' time, or maybe next year, we've then got over what's called a remote ID, which I believe our American pals have already got. Giant birds. Yeah, and what a remote ID is, it just transmits out who you are, where your drone's been, everything, what height you've been at. Then again, anybody doing anything a bit dodgy is just going to turn all your lights off and use an unregistered drone, ain't you? I could take the stickers off of my drone, my ID license number, and nobody would know who it was. Go up this way. I think the police have got some good drones. I'm in Tunbridge. I've got no issue with my location being given away. Even though we can't give out too much, in case the trolls come out and get me. I'm currently in Tunbridge and I'm on Thorpe Avenue. How about that? For a precise location. Uh, 10 pieces of rubbish. And what would that be? My good deed for the day. Yeah, I've got a few things. And I'll also go to the shop in my village. But yeah, I'm just walking back to my mates. I'll get something. And then jumping on a bus. But at the minute, we're up near my old school. Races. Yeah, I've got it all in me. Once I've got to see my pal, we can have a little fly around. Not that far away now, really. We're currently in North Tunbridge. Where the town was that we was just in was South Tunbridge. Yep. Anyway, well, I forgot to bring my bottle of drink. Fly around the castle? Well, I haven't got enough time at the moment because I've got to meet my mate, which is why I haven't stopped and got it out so far. But yeah, I can fly over the castle. I can fly over the police station. I can fly over quite a few things. Obviously the prisons I can't fly over. Yeah, I can go over police stations. It doesn't matter what I'm flying over, whether it's private or whatever, because they don't own the airspace. In fact, the true ruling on it, legally, is, say you owned your property, you do own a little bit of what's reasonably classed as your sort of airspace. But anything over your head, you don't really own. That's the way that the law looks at it. Yeah, I got a drone, a DJI Mini 4K, and it's really quick. In fact, I had 41 mile an hour I'm up to now, which I got last night. It's only supposed to do 38, I think. Nearly there. But you jump up to the Mavics and one thing's like, you do like 60, 80 mile an hour. I was looking at these speed drones as well. There's people that just build the drones for the speed, and they're like doing like, you do like 90 mile an hour. But how you'd keep that sort of in your visual line of sight, I don't know. Unless you was in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Yeah, I know where I am. All these little back alleys. Call me a bitch, look. You're the only bitch on here, man. I'm in a town at the moment, but I live in a countryside village. Yeah. Cage Green Primary School. Did I go to that school? No. I went to Hadlow Church of England Primary School. And then I went to the Hugh Christie Comprehensive School. I believe it's now the Hugh Christie Technology College. Don't go near the primary schools. Why's that? Will you get a bit too excited if I go by? You sick individual. You really ought to watch yourself saying comments like that. It's not like YouTube wouldn't look out for things like that. You might have the paedophile police knocking on your door, to be honest with you. I couldn't really blame them. Yeah, I know you was implying me. Anyway, ain't you got a ban in order stopping you going in schools, looking at young kids? You ought to. Lucky. Anyway. Right. How much battery power we got left? Oh, luckily when I put my phone in the controller, it charges it as well. I'll have to message my mate in a minute and get off here. Got for another little alley round here. What crap hole is this? London? No, afraid not. You're completely in the wrong direction. So what's your knife? I ain't got any knives on me in a minute. I'm completely toolless, how about that? Apart from the few tools that are in the chat room there. That's about it. Snow. I think there is some somewhere. It was actually snowing a bit last night when I came out.
Sorry.
Oh, you alright? Hello there, Newcastle, Geordieland. How you doing? You've got a foot of it? We ain't done anything really yet. But we normally get some in Kent, so I'm all good, cheers. I will be once I see my pal and get back on the bus and get back home. But saying that, I've cut half the distance in half by coming this way. Sun is out and it's beautiful, yeah, but it's freezing. Somebody said that to me earlier. Why have you got a hat on the bus? Somebody said. Fucking, you know what I mean? Wrap up, it's winter. The sun might be out. I'm from Kent, West Kent, Garden of England. You don't mind the cold? In fact, this is the first sort of sunny day we've had here for a long time. Yeah, I've seen this. They keep giving out like warnings for like massive amounts of snow, but don't they do that every year? But who knows? I wouldn't mind flying my drone in the snow. I've seen people doing that. Anyway, I'll be back on a brand new stream, guys. Thank you for joining me anyway. In about